covered in gunk.
Imagine just seeing that in your bank account, $500,000.
Needs must, eh?
Gotta shove it right in.
You don't want to be in the office, do you?
I don't know.
Is it in yet?
I'm off. Big time. Go on, son.
I think I'll fit in these coats no more.
Just got my big head in there.
Don't put it back wherever they got it from.
Just getting the correct size drill bit. It's not going to fit for sure.
No moves no more, mate.
So it is 20 litres because there's 5 litres on the ground. To fade out to nothing.
Is it in the box?
Are you getting any in the funnel? Great big hooter going on.
And I looked right in the screen as well, I saw my face. Oh.
The top. Cool. Should we try it on my car?
No leakage. What we got?
39.2. Oh, look at that. Look how accurate it can be. Not sure I care this much.
Yeah, you were really accurate with that one, wasn't it?
Look at that. Boom. 40. So I'm back in my Land Rover Discovery 4. The people who gave us the Range Rover Sport as our courtesy car when my Range Rover was written off at Christmas, they've taken it away and I've put my Discovery back on the road. So it's got a little special place in my heart, this Discovery, because it was a car, one of the first cars that we bought from the auction as part of Bossway. So that was, I don't know how many years ago now, let's say 5-6 years ago, and we've still got it, and we've done many nice trips in it. We've also looked at wedding venues, because obviously 7-seater, so you can get all the family in the car. We looked at wedding venues for me and my wife. We've towed the boat with it, and yeah, just been on like lots of family trips out in it. So I love this thing, and it has got, you know, obviously it's got dual zone aircon, it's got heated seats, it's got, you know, everything. And also, like, if you're in bad weather, what car would you prefer to be in, or is there a better car than a Land Rover Discovery like this? So yeah, so I like it, love it, back in it. Need to put some fuel in it, mind, but just paid 1,300 quid to have the handbrake fixed, which seemed a lot, but it's a genuine part, to get it all working again. So that's, you know, it's expensive compared to the value of what the car is now. And actually I was having a conversation with someone about that today, that you have these, if you buy a car that was 100 grand new, say you have a Bentley Continental GT, you have a Range, you know, a lot of these Range Rovers that you see us do, if they're about 100 grand new, then when that part goes wrong, even though the car is, let's say, 15 years old or 10 years old or whatever, you are replacing a part that is for a 100 grand car, not for a car that's now worth 20 grand or 10 grand, whatever they're worth now. You know, if you're changing the brakes on a Bentley Continental GT, for instance, and that car is now worth 20 grand, it doesn't matter what the car's worth now, you're replacing the brakes on a car that was worth 100. So those parts are going to be bigger and more expensive, probably than a normal sort of 20 grand car if it was bought from new. So you are running, although these things look good value now, like if you bought a 15-year-old Range Rover, which is still a beautiful car, it's got every part on it that you want and that you could ever need, but you are running a car that was at its new value, so it's not going to be a cheap runaround. If you bought a newer, say like Renault Clio, that's in front of me now, for instance, and let's say they're 15 or 20 grand new, I don't know what they are, let's say they're 20 grand, whatever, that is going to be cheaper to run all the way through its life than someone paying the same amount of money now, but for a car that was, that is 10 years old. So it's one thing buying the car, and it's another thing running them, and that's the same as this. If it was new, let's say they were 40 grand, 50 grand, whatever a Land Rover Discovery 4 was when they were new, you are running a 40 to 50 grand car. You're not running a car that's now worth, I don't know, 8 grand or whatever it's worth. So it's that sort of thing you have to remember when you're buying a used car, that it's running them. Like the tyres on this are the same price now as they were when you were running a 50 grand car when it was new. So if you need to replace those tyres, they're going to cost you a lot of money, and the same as the brakes and the same as everything else, all the other parts on these cars. And we're having a conversation today about someone, they've got a Range Rover, and one of the surround cameras isn't working. Now I know for a fact that on like my wife's Evoque, the surround camera from Land Rover was 550 quid for one camera. It doesn't matter if the car's now worth 10 grand or was worth 50 grand one day, that camera price hasn't changed. So they're running big vehicles, or what were expensive vehicles and now they're cheaper and more affordable now, they're still expensive to run. So there's something that you have to bear in mind, and that's something I had to bite the bullet on when we fixed the handbrake on this. There was 1,300 quid, which seemed a lot for a car, let's say it was worth 8 grand. But, what are you going to do? Have no handbrake? Have no MOT because you've got no handbrake? No, you have to bite the bullet, pay the money. But I don't mind paying the money on this car because this has been a great car for us. Like I said, we've had it for 5+ years now. Loaded to the gunnels. We've had quad bikes in the back of it, we've had dogs in the back of it, we've had 7 family members in it. It's just done us proud. And it has got Bluetooth for calls, but it can't stream music. It's got an aux in, so it has a little Bluetooth aux in, but it'd be quite nice to upgrade it to something like Apple CarPlay, which can be done, which actually you saw us do on an Evoque, on Weekly episode 2, I think, which I might look at doing on this, because if it's going to be my new daily for a little while, till we find something more interesting, then I might put Apple CarPlay in it. But for now, it's just like, it's got black leather, it's got big wheels, it's got like black grills has been done on it, it's got tinted windows, it's black on black, and it's got everything I need. Heated seats, good aircon, parking sensors, reverse camera, DAB radio, sat nav. It's got everything I need in it. It's auto. So this is going to be my daily for a little while until something else comes along. Our printer at work seems to absolutely eat ink. So it was only a few weeks ago we changed the ink in it, and this morning when we're printing out labels for parcels, decided it weren't going to print anymore. It's got low ink again. So we normally keep spares. We've run out of them already because it seems to absolutely fly through it. So off to Curry's to get some more because we need it urgently.
Car delivered. I can already see someone's been having a little go at the hybrid because that's loose already.
as you just saw. Just had this Range Rover dropped off to us in a really nice grey colour. Black leather. It's got like carbon effect on the dash, and we're going to be fixing a hybrid on this in a couple of days' time. But for now, we've got loads of ply lining going on. These are all done. Boys are wrapping, boys are cutting. It's all going on. Good morning. Well, we are, I'm just sending a couple of invoices off to a couple of customers. We've done a ply lining kit that we cut yesterday that we've just told the customer it's ready for collection. We're doing the floor on the Sprinter today, on the VIP Sprinter, so we're going to be drawing around the old floor, adding a few mil here and there. There was a join in the floor, like not far from where the sliding doors are. There was a join in the floor from factory, from Mercedes. When we remake our floor, you can't buy the wood in such a long length as the Mercedes, but what we're going to do is put the join behind like all the rear seats and stuff, so you're not going to see any join in the floor all the way along. So it'll be under where the 3 rear seats are at the back, so you're never going to see a join. So that's a better way of doing it. So we're going to do that when we remake that. We're going to we're going to make side panels for the 2 sliding doors. So as we did with the rest of the van, the sliding door ones also need a panel from like floor to ceiling, top to bottom, and full width. At the moment there's an inset panel at the top and an inset panel at the bottom, but that's not good enough. We need to do a whole one for the whole door. Obviously we only need to do one and then copy it like we did with the side panels, so we've got left and right. So got that to do today as well. We're going to get the wiring loom off from those doors because they've got wires going into the door ready with modules and stuff for the electric sliding doors. We need to route some of our own wires into there for the ambient lighting, and the customer now wants speakers in those doors as well to create more sound towards the front of the vehicle. So we need to get the steps off, which it's got these plastic plugs in over the plastic caps over the bolts that hold the steps down, and you literally cannot get them out without destroying them. So we contacted Mercedes a few weeks ago. I've now come back to us saying yes, they can get those caps as a replacement. That's 65p each or something. So what we're going to do is literally drill a screw into the top of them caps, claw hammer them out so we can get the steps out, and then when we put them back we can just clip the new caps in. So they're on order at the moment from Mercedes, I believe. So steps out, wiring into the side doors, panels for the side doors, floor in sort of one section all the way for the front, and then a rear section. And I've got invoicing and bits and pieces to do here, so quite a busy day, loads of stuff to get on with, and yeah, so that's the morning update. So what we're doing at the moment, I'm templating this floor that's going in the VIP Sprinter. I'm going to start getting that cut out today so we can start laying it in the Sprinter, seeing where the joins are going to be, and we've ordered the flooring that the customer required or spec'd end of last week, so that should be here soon. And we're also doing the side door templates, and when we did it in a whole panel, the edges are like 10 mil, so over time you know, it is made out of like 9mm ply, so it is quite chunky, but we didn't want it to break. We thought it might look a bit silly with 2 little 10mm strips down each side as well. So we're doing a bottom panel and a top panel. It will all be finished in like a carpet and a liner around the window and things like the rest of the van will, but we're doing a bottom panel and a top panel instead of a whole one, and that's the best way we can do it on those sliding doors.
We've got to cut that, haven't we? Yeah, of course.
Lower that down. So that's us lined up with the top of the door. Look. What you got your way near the rubber?
I've got literally the width of one of my fingers between the wood and the rubber.
Okay. So we've got a little bit of a pinky gap there. So if I put my finger in it. So look at this though.
Yeah. He's not going to have that. I've watched him cut a whole £25 board over a gap like that.
So just hold it. You go find him.
You got it, yeah?
Yeah.
You're wanted.
So if I lift that to where the door edge is, yeah, you've spotted it.
Straight away.
So yeah, okay. And we've got finger gap each side, yeah, there. So we're going to need to close this in,
Yeah.
unless you're going to wrap round and nobody's going to really care about
we'll
that.
do that and we'll come round that edge.
Yep.
If
So
ideally, if we did another
we
one.
need to add measurements.
So I'll get a.
It's here in my pocket. Tape measure. What we got to add?
I just said to Jason, I was like, he ain't going to have that. I've watched him cut a whole board for a gap less than that.
10 mil.
Then it will be bang on.
Yeah, because we've got a little bit up here.
Yeah.
And then obviously, are you happy with it that way? Because I'm on the edge of the door
Yeah, I think they
on
look-
the side.
Yeah.
So
They look fine.
you want to add what?
I
5
still
mil
think that this
there
corner
as well?
wants. I still think this corner wants less of a curve on it. It needs taken off a little bit because it doesn't. If you get your finger behind it,
Yep.
about to say your shoulders getting aching, yeah, me.
No, I'm just used to it. I know I'm going to be waiting a while, so save my arms. Because that now kinks out round there, look. So that follows that line.
Have you got that where you're happy with?
Right, let me get it back where I wanted it. So roughly line the top of the doors, like so. So that's there. Go that way. Probably about there. I can feel the edge of the door both sides.
That's the height we want. Tuck too far behind that because I'm going to struggle to get the board in, but we'll get close. Just mind your pinky because we're going to come.
You see what I mean? So not as sharp as a curve, is it?
But we'll test this curve before we cut the new one.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'll trim all this
Like
up with a jigsaw.
Yeah.
Happy?
This is cosy, isn't it? Didn't think you were going to get for close to me today.
Pay extra for that.
Right, let's see how we get on with that. How's that look on the back?
Looks like you drew a line. Looks alright, doesn't it?
Alright.
Rather than cut off too much, we'll just check. It went off.
Let me come and see if it fits.
That goes like that. Goes like that. What do you think there?
Much better.
More or less?
Nah, much better, it's fine.
So you've seen us making the floor out there, and what we're going to do is overhang this step. If I just angle you down a little bit more. So our seats are probably going to need to take up a little bit of this step. So obviously the previous floor went along here, and we're going to have this a bit wider, but also the previous floor only went to here. Now if we've got a wider step, we need to get this angle correct. So we're just going to template it with a bit of paper, and Jason's over there cutting out the front area of the floor, and then once I've templated it, we can offer this up to this nice straight edge, offer it up to the straight edge on the floor we're making, draw around this, trim it out, then this new floor will fit in nicely. There we go. Nice quick way. We've got this little angle and zigzag in here. We'll go and lay that on top of the floor that Jason's cutting now, and he can cut it out.
And then it's curved in.
Do you think it's this curve?
I think it kind of curves.
I'll show you what I've done. So that lines up there, look, see? This juts in here. I've drawn a pencil like that. That plastic underneath, look.
Yeah.
That plastic and then that curve.
So you see that straight bit of paper there?
Yeah.
If you line that up with that,
Yeah, yeah.
like that, I bet that comes along there, goes like that.
Oh, okay.
I think it curves in and then goes
So
like
that widest point is that part then.
Yeah, I think so. I think
So
that
we need
straight bit is
so we
that.
need to be there.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then that curve over there will probably, I don't know, do something like that, but we don't need that, do we?
Yeah, so that curves in and then it goes straight, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah. So as long as we know where to light, that's,
So that paper lines up with the end, because that'll touch there, won't it?
yeah. And then that lines up with here, no problem.
Yep.
We'll just go off the board then, can't we? Yeah? This one first. And you're just going to jiggy jig that. It's pretty much just a blade. So it's like sink it in, done. He was getting cheeky. He was getting cheeky.
Don't like the lines.
Feel that? Nice. Bought two new packs of cable ties the other day because I thought we'd run out. They've got packs of them in here. Oh, maybe we've got another trim. Got another trim to add on.
But you ain't got the bit underneath.
No,
On that side.
not on that side.
So this is like that. Time to get carpet on it.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, that is where we wanted it, weren't it? Yeah. Yeah. That looks smart, doesn't it?
Yeah, so obviously you've got the other trim to go that side. Now, does that door shut and touch that?
No, it shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Should be plenty of room.
Sweet.
That's nice, that scribe. That little
What's it,
paper
wheat?
template. Nice little paper template. And then that other one will come along there and just round that plastic trim there.
Yeah, so that'll do that.
Yeah.
So the next bit is the power cable
Yeah, so we need to
under there.
dig step out.
Yeah,
And-
so we've got to get those secret fixings out.
Yeah.
Right, so we have this back in good pile, so we know that's good.
Yep, number all these up, can't we? I know they're all different shapes, but let's Makes it easier if the boys have to put them in and we're not here.
Well, in a little bit.
Yeah, easy.
How that didn't come up with a prise tool? Is it because you damaged the edge?
There's no edge.
Yeah.
There's no gap. So if you start it off with a pry tool,
So for the sake of...
you damage the step. It's
not
better
worth
to
it.
damage the plug, isn't it?
How much were the plugs? Like 100 quid?
Yeah, probably. 65p each, I think.
So the next thing is, now it's all dirty, we've got to find this one there.
Yeah, they're not that easy. There's like...
There's one there. One there.
Whoa. Look at that. One of them is 3 times as long as all the others.
Ooh, which one was that?
Bottom right.
Are we out? Hey, we're out.
There's your track. So today we're in nice and early, but it's very frosty outside. So a pretty cold one today. But we've got some furniture we need to cut out for a camper van rental firm. Well, they do rentals and sales, and in conjunction over the last couple of years we've designed some furniture for them, and we're going to get them cut out of our furniture board now. It's normally in graphite. Graphite grey and oak are the 2 colours that they use for their conversions, so we're going to get them cut out now. They take them away, fit them into their vehicles. So that's all the parts cut out for that little camper. It's only a small one, and we've got a few worktops cut out as well. So to save cutting out one at a time on the boards for the worktops, we get 4 out of a board. We could get 6 out of a board, but it widthways, but the grain would only be sort of short. So customer wants long grain, so we get 4 worktops out of one board. With those worktops, so they've all been cut out as well. So he's got 1 kit for a van, but 4 worktops. We keep 3 in stock, and then we'll just cut the rest of the beds and kitchens out another time when they're ready, and when they've sold a vehicle or need to refresh or buy a new vehicle to put on rent, then we just cut them out and cut them out and cut them out again. So yeah, we developed this kit. Well, it's been in development and tweaked over the last 3 years, been cut out many times, and we literally ship it out, well, sort of give it to the customer like flat like this, so it's all set up. Customer knows what they're doing, fix it all into their vans, put in things like sinks and taps and all that sort of stuff, and then it goes out on rent, or it's for a sales vehicle and the customer buys the vehicle. So we stock boards for them, so they have grey and oak all the time. So we've got a big shelf full of all their boards. They just call it off when they need to. We chop out the boards and they come and collect. Good morning. Right, it is Friday today. We've made it to the end of the week. I am on admin, design and 3D printing today. So the boys are finishing off the last two little panels of the starlights. We've done all the main roof like we did over the last week or so. We've been getting on with the Sprinter, so we've done the floor at the 12mm ply for the floor. That all needs screwing in soon. We've put some cables and wires into both sliding doors on the Sprinter. One is for the ambient lighting and one is for a speaker that the customer wanted in those sliding doors, but it all has to go in a track, obviously, because the door slides. All the cables have this sort of caterpillar track. So they're all in there. Today I am, like I said, I am doing admin in the office while they're getting on with, some ply lining and then the starlight roofs. And also my phone already today, so it is 9:05. My phone is already on 34, or 4 minutes past 9, 34%. So the battery in my phone is absolutely knackered. So we have a new one and we're going to take it apart and put a new battery in there today. And also over my shoulder, if I show you, are just some of our 3D printers, and we've got some 3D printing to do. Two things really. One is we're going to 3D print some like display plate, number plate holders. So if we've got a customer's car here, we can hook our Bossway logo over their number plate, so we're not advertising their number plate. So we're going to 3D print two little clips for each number plate that hooks over the original. And also I'm finishing off the design for the EQV that's downstairs that you haven't seen much of. That's going to have like a wireless charger, which is here, which we need to build into like a custom sized mobile phone like tray, and then the wireless charger is going to charge through that. So I need to create the tray, create a lip that we can bond it underneath the center console, and also have like a clip that this round charger can slot into, so when you put your phone on the other side it will charge. So my job is end of quarter accounts, fix my phone, design the number plate clips, design the wireless charger for the center console of the EQV, and that's why the boys, while the boys are getting on with some of the ply lining kits that we didn't finish yesterday and starlights on the Sprinter. So while the boys are getting on with the starlights at work at Bossway, I've come over to Felixstowe to pick up all the seats for the VIP Sprinter. While I'm loading up in a bit miserable old Felixstowe, what are the chances of seeing a whole yard full of Mercedes Sprinters? Must have all come off a boat recently.
It's been covered in gunk.
Imagine just seeing that in your bank account, $500,000.
Needs must, eh?
Gotta shove it right in.
You don't want to be in the office, do you?
Oh, I don't know. Is it in yet?
I'm off.
Big time.
Go on, son.
I think I'll fit in these coats no more.
Just got the big head in there.
Don't put it back wherever they got it from.
Just getting the correct size drill bit. It's not going to fit for sure.
No moves no more, mate.
So it is 20 litres because there's 5 litres on the ground. To fade out to nothing.
Is it in the box?
Are you getting any in the funnel? Great big hooter going on.
And I looked right in the screen and thought I saw my face. I was like, oh.